Just a fan, what it do? It's your boy J Jizzle, aka Javion. You already know we back with another banger. We got a special guest today. His name is Thomas Gantt. He's currently a resident athlete at North Carolina State. He is an awesome wrestler. He went to Cahokia High School, so that's a wonderful process going to a big college like that from Cahokia. I'm looking forward to interviewing him today. I don't know a lot about him, so we're gonna get to know him in this video. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead introduce and bring Thomas to the camera. Thomas, how you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I'm always good, big bro. Blessed to be alive. How quarantine treating you?
It's all right, man. It's been challenging, man. I never really went through something like this, so it's definitely challenging. Like finding new ways to train and all of that, but different, man. Different.
All right, man. That. Everybody, it's a hard thing for everybody, man. Um, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying, giving me the time to interview you, man. It really means a lot to me.
Yep, no doubt. No doubt,
All
man.
right, so.
Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, of course, of course. Normally, how we do this, of course, we're going to go ahead and bring it out to you. I asked you a couple questions about any stage and levels of high school and college, and a little bit of what you're doing now. And then we're going to go ahead and hit you with some good, funny questions at the end, like bonus questions. That's what I call them. Just be honest with me about everything. You know, we ain't here to bash nobody or here to, embarrass nobody. We're here to mentor, learn, and, try new things out. So, first question, let's go ahead and start with college. You went to NC State all 4 years, correct?
Yep, all four. There was about six actually when I finished
Oh,
up.
okay. That's actually good. You good. Can you tell me how was your first year coming into NC State, coming from Cahokia?
Oh man, to be honest, it was a little bit challenging, man. That course load was a little bit different, man. Going from Cahokia to D1, and I just feel like I could have been a little bit more prepared or and whatnot, but it was different, man. It was definitely a lot. I'll just say that. But I enjoyed it though, and I think I made the best of it because we got a good bit of resources and whatnot at NC State. So I think they really helped fill the gap for me, man, and help me get to where I needed to be.
How was the environment out there?
Man, totally different from what we were raised in, man. So it's just like a college town, man. Really low crime rate, a lot of positivity, Southern hospitality, so real different, man. It took a few months for me to adjust to it, because I'm used to just wearing that hard outer shell, man. Not really speaking to nobody and stuff like that. So getting down here and having people speak to you, say, hey man, how's it going? People that you don't even know, was just like a culture shock for me. So adjusting to that, it took me a while, but I actually figured out that that's something I like, man. It's real welcoming and cool to be around such people, you know what I'm saying? So big difference as far as that goes, but really a good thing though,
Yeah, of course. Positive energy. How was your first wrestling season in your freshman year? Did you redshirt or was you already on the road?
Man, I was redshirting for half the year, and we had a little situation on our team to where I needed to step up and wrestle in the lineup, and I ended up competing in, I think, two dual meets is what we call them, so like the equivalent to like a basketball game or a football game, we call dual meets or dual matches. But I competed in a couple of those, and I ended up burning my red shirt like that, and a guy that was in front of me ended up competing at the end of the year, like the playoff type, the postseason.
Okay. How did you come back from that? Like, what was your comeback from that?
It was tough, man. So I mean, of course I wanted to compete in the postseason, but some things happened to where I wasn't able to. Like our coaching staff didn't see me as our guy in the postseason, and honestly, that kind of helped fuel the fire, for me and my next 3 years that I would be able to compete at NC State.
Right.
So yeah, that really kind of put things into perspective for me. I used that negative experience to channel some positive energy within my career, my life at that point.
And that right there is why I know that you're from where I'm from. Because, where we were in Centerville, it was always that we take that negative energy, we take all the bad things and we make it to something so we can be where we need to be. Let's see. Let's go back to a little bit of high school, man. I know you was one of the big talks in high school. My cousin Dominique, he told me a lot about you. Called yourself a dog. In high school, would you consider yourself as a student athlete?
Um, yeah, I think so, man. I think I would consider myself a student athlete, but only in the sense of me just knowing that I have to do good in school to be able to compete on the mat or on the field or on the track. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in that sense, I would. But was I the best student? Probably not. I think just trying to maintain eligibility and get a little bit above that and hit the marks that I needed to hit. And I mean, for that, I would call myself a student athlete.
Yes, sir. That's a wonderful answer. Wonderful answer. Um, can you tell me what did you do to become the All American in college? I know you told me about your award winning for All American.
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, I've always really had like a competitive edge, even since I was a little boy, man. Like whether it was eating dinner first with my brothers, bro, going to sleep first, staying up the latest, whatever. I just had a competitive edge, so I think that really like drove me to be where I needed to be at each level, like
Yeah.
middle school, high school, college, and that even drives me to today. But I think just being a competitor, man, helped me to achieve what I've achieved so far. And I'm not saying that to be cocky or anything like that, but I just have a strong desire to win. And when I don't, it drives me even more to like figure out what it is that I did wrong. And I said that to say this: I was late to get into wrestling, so I had to do a lot of catching up. But in order to do that, you got to put in more work than your competition puts in. So if I'm starting to wrestle at in the seventh grade, and my competition's been wrestling since they were 6, 7, and even 5 for some of them, that means I gotta outwork them. So I can't just do what I gotta do at practice. I gotta go after practice. I gotta come before practice. I gotta go on the weekend, and that's something that I really grasped as like a young boy, man. So that's putting in more road miles. That's running every night after practice, running to practice, running from practice, putting in extra reps after everybody go home, being the first one in the gym and the last one out. So I think that really helped propel me in my career from middle school, from the grassroots level all the way up until high school, and a bunch of great coaches, man, along the way too, for sure.
I love the answer. I love the answer. I promise I do. For all the kids out there that need a little bit of motivation and a little help with just motivating curriculum, whether it's trying to focus on school or just making it too hard than it got to be, can you give them a little advice? You know what I'm saying, to keep pushing and never give up on those dreams.
Um, I would say take advantage of every resource that you have and make the best of your situation. Because I know a lot of kids that are from where we're from, man. They deal with a lot, man. It's just not school and sport. That's a lot, man. They may be worried about if their parents are coming home or if they're gonna eat the next day. So that kind of takes priority over whether I'm gonna get this work done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, make the best out of your situation and always remember that it's beauty in the struggle, man. There's beauty in the struggle. It might sound cliche, but that's the truth, man. And I think allowing yourself to struggle and really diving into that process will allow you to be able to appreciate what you have when you actually get something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Thomas, you're a very smart person. I'm gonna keep that in my head, man. It's always
Yeah, no
beauty.
doubt.
It's always beauty in the struggle. That's something I'm gonna remember.
Uh,
Let's go ahead and kill this bonus question, man. First, so what is your big plans and mindset on trying to go hard for this Olympic tryouts or whatever the case may be?
Man, I plan on making the Olympic team in April as of right now. So they pushed us back a year. So the Olympics was originally supposed to be in August, and they pushed us back a year due to COVID or whatever. But our trials is set for April, I think the 11th or the 4th, the first or second weekend in April. And I plan to make the Olympic team there, man. And I'm really working towards my goals right now, like fine tuning some things and kind of figuring out what I need to figure out before that tournament happens. So that's really my goal going into this next year, man.
I love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I pray that you get where you need to be because I hope everybody, there's no bad blood around here, man. I just want everybody to get to wherever they want to be I want everybody to make it out, man.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Can you tell me what was your hardest competition, whether it's college, high school, now? Who was your hardest competition you ever faced?
Man, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Cause I faced a lot of worthy opponents, man. But man, how about we do each guy that I faced at each level that was my hardest competition. So we'll go with high school first. Man, this dude from Mascoutah, he's actually a three-time All-American at Missouri too. But dude named Levon Mays, I used to wrestle him in high school, middle school all the time. But before high school, man, it was really one-sided. I beat him probably 3 or 4 times before we got to high school. And he really wasn't that good at that point, and that's no shade to him, but I'm just being real about it. But in high school, man, my junior year, man, he beat me for the first time, and it kind of shocked me. I was actually like thinking, I'm like, man, am I losing it? Am I not good or whatever? But he put in the work, man, and he got better. And I think that really helped me propel to where I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
losing to him at regionals, sectionals, helped me make the adjustments to be able to go ahead and place at state that year. That was my junior year. I placed third at state. And I'm not sure if he did or if he didn't, but I think those two losses, man, like I was saying earlier, that negative experience helped me create something positive out of it later, a couple weeks later, man. So making those adjustments helped me beat him. And then in college, I'd probably say this dude named Nick Buffetta, man, from Virginia Tech. But he beat me, so it was almost the opposite situation. He beat me my freshman year, my sophomore year, I think twice my freshman year, my sophomore year. And then I ended up redshirt my junior year, and he wrestled that year, so we basically missed each other for 2 years.
Okay.
And then my senior year, I ended up wrestling him 3 times, and 3 or 4 times, and I beat him 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 times we wrestled.
Right. That's wonderful.
Yeah, man, just staying the course, man, and understanding that you got to keep closing that gap on dudes. I think that's big, man, and they definitely my if not my hardest opponents, two of the toughest opponents I faced for sure.
Is it? I ain't trying to bring up a random person, but is there any advice would you give, like, for my man's Martell, man? He a really Martell and Rozelle, man. They're my two best wrestlers that I watch besides my youngest one, Arnold. They really a good positive role. That's why I interviewed them. Is there any advice would you give to them personally?
Um, Martell's a tough competitor, man. He's tough, man. I like him a lot. That's my dude. But some advice I would give them, man, is to not take anything for granted or any day for granted, if you will, at college. Because I think there's, and not to say I have any regrets or nothing like that, but there's some situations or just some situations I could have taken advantage of, and I don't feel like I took the most out of them. But for sure, that's what I would tell them, man. Make the most out of every day when you're in college, man, because you never know when it's gonna be done. I've seen a lot of guys at high levels, man, like injure themselves and they ain't able to compete no more. So I'd say take advantage of every day, man, and every resource that you have in that room. Every coach pick their brain, man, and kind of bring it together and collaborate with yourself and be like, all right, I'm taking this from him, this from him, this from him, this from him, and this works for me, and I'm gonna apply it to how I wrestle and how I compete.
Yes, sir. How about Martell?
Yeah, same thing, man. Same thing, because they both college athletes, and I've been there, man. You know, and it's hard, especially when you start off not being the guy. Like I was telling you earlier, I wasn't the guy my freshman year, and that motivated me to get to where I needed to be, and I ended up being an All-American when it was all said and done. But I think using that as fuel and utilizing all of my resources helped me get there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Especially where we from, like you said, man. Especially where we from, and that's why I'm glad you said that, because I really want kids to understand, like, school is serious. Yeah, you could be the best wrestler, best football player, basketball player, but without the knowledge, man, and taking that into consideration first, you won't get where you need to be. I mean, if you do, I ain't gonna hate on you. It's probably luck, but most times it's like you'll get there, but once you get there, you ain't gonna be prepared because you never prepared yourself because you was always thinking like you that guy, you know. Oh, I'm too cold, you know. I'm gonna still make it regardless. It's still school first, you know.
Yeah.
Other than
And
that,
hitting on that, man, some people will. I've seen it before, man, even at the college level. But I think at the end of the day,
yeah,
at some point, it's gonna catch up to you. Whether that's in life, athletics, kids, whatever. At some point, it'll catch up to you.
yeah, exactly. Other than that, is there anything else you want to give us, tell us? You know what I'm saying? Anything coming up that you want us to hear about? You know?
Nah, man, just some advice I would give to the younger kids in our city, man. Is just to be positive, stay the course, man. Take control of what you can control and utilize all y'all resources, man. If y'all ever need to reach out to me or anything like that for advice or just a word of positivity, whatever, don't hesitate. So that's pretty much it, man.
Yes, sir. This is a rational
I love
legend.
all the boys, man. Everybody, and I want
Of
to see
course,
everybody succeed from the city, man.
This is Cahokia wrestling legend, Mr. Thomas Gantt, man. You heard it from him best. He's always an open person. I mean, I didn't even think he was gonna take me back to this interview, but he did. If y'all ever need advice, whether any sport, just to hear some positive role models or whatever, he one of the guys that you guys should hit up. So, other than that, man, I appreciate you for coming on my channel, hosting us or whatever, to give me the time to interview you. Other than that, that's it, Jizzle fam. If you not already did, make sure you guys subscribe. It only takes 3 minutes, 3 seconds, whatever you want to make it. But I mean, it's gonna happen. So, if you like this video, make sure you throw a thumbs up. Is there anything else I gotta say? There was something else I wanted to say about my channel before we got out of here. You know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna think about it later on. I got a lot of, So other than that, man, once again, I appreciate you for coming on my channel. Other than that, just a fan, we out. Peace.
I appreciate it.
All right, for sure.